so growing up in that a very simple, I want to say almost idyllic it looks like to the outside world. It's very simple. And the words that describe my upbringing would have been secure, simple. And my mom and dad taught us about God. They took us to church every Sunday. It wasn't like, if you feel like going to church, maybe you'll go, or if you have a headache, you can't go. There were no excuses. We went to church every Sunday. And and in that there was this, I want to say what they taught us was strong discipline. And we ended up doing a lot of things that you don't feel like doing, and growing up in a family of 8 kids, mom and dad, and with the parents being real parents, like they actually were the parents. The kids really followed the role of the parents, and mom and dad would tell us to do something, or they would teach us something, and we would never argue, never question. That was unacceptable. And so, we learned to do a lot of things that we don't feel like, or that we did not feel like doing. And I think that one of the keys to a successful entrepreneur today is there's many people who want to be entrepreneurs, but there's only a few that actually become successful. And the ones that are successful are the ones that do what they don't feel like doing. You keep pushing through. I mean, how many obstacles do we face? So on the farm, I learned that you do what you don't feel like doing. And as a kid, at the age of 11, 12 years old, I became very responsible. And there was 3 girls and 5 boys. And I was the only one of 8 kids that my mom and dad, they would leave a note on the kitchen table every Thursday evening for a couple of years. I would come home from the school, I would see the note, and the note said, Anna Betts. My name was Anna, and I changed my name to Ann when I went to school, but my mom always called me Anna Betts. And she would write the note, and she would say, I want you to make 20 shoe fly pies, 10 chocolate cakes, 5 custard pies, 15 other fruit pies, whatever so total maybe 60, 70, or 80 pies and cakes. I would go down into the basement, and there was one little light bulb. It was a very dark basement, but it was one little light bulb. And my dad had gotten me a huge, huge pizza oven so that I could bake maybe 60 pies at one time. But I would do all this by myself as an 11, 12-year-old kid. So when I say that I learned, and we sold them at market the next day. So I remember the feeling of responsibility, number one. I can feel that feeling right now, doing what I don't want to do. I remember crying, going down the steps. My mom was at market that night. That was the only time that my mom was not at home for a couple of years. And I did not want to do this. Okay, so honestly, guys, I believe that's one of the greatest lessons that I learned as a kid. I could not have learned that in high school. I could not have learned that in college. I could not have learned that by reading books about it. That was my experience. And that's what I took into Auntie Anne's.